Hello YouTube, good evening, this is Enchanted Life Path TV and we're over here today because I'm going to be discussing just a theory. This is like a theory of mine which I'm just going to elaborate a little bit on. It's also another chance to go over because what it is I seem to have started again from all my first articles. I just keep seeming to be landing on them to redo them all up with the videos post last main YouTube channel closure. So again, this is an article which I done, believe it or not, which you're going to see how weird that is in a few moments, on September the 11th, 2015. Okay, this channel, when you look at this channel, the first video got uploaded to Enchanted Life Path on 9/23. 2014. All the little dates, they always pop back up again when you look, or you'll like get a certain memory on Facebook or something, and it's a cryptic little date to me. It always happens. So here's another one that we've just found. Anyway, everyone can subscribe to this website just by popping the email address in there, get notifications, just send you notifications every time we make a post on the website. And what this is, enhanced DNA super heist. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So again, this is a post which is done way back then on 2011, but we've elaborated on a little bit further now and just added all this to it. Okay, so there's your little spoiler over. Let's just see the chat. Hello, way back then on 2011. Hello, Illusion Shattered. Thanks for coming in and thanks for giving me time to drink my coffee. Like I said before, it just says I'm coming in a moment to just having my coffee. So thanks. Good evening. There's a couple of people watching now. So thank you for that. That might be me and you actually registering. There'll be somebody for you to talk to now. Share to Twitter. Thanks a lot. Thank you. My one's automatically share to Twitter when I just like them or upload them or anything like that. So that's now all over Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Blogger. So that's where they've all just gone to now automatically anyway, and I've just doubled them up all again by actually clicking like. So when you look on my Blogger page and the videos have been on there 3 or 4 times, so I'm going to go and tone that down a little bit, but that can get us going. If anyone does want to subscribe or follow me on any of them pages, they are all here. Whereas there's a lot of information in these. Follow on the website, there's the email address, Blogger, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Vimeo, Instagram, Reddit. So they're all here. Pretty much everything's here. New Facebook page for Enchanted Life Path TV, Liverpool. So there's a lot of links there for you. So just to look through if anyone ever wants to look through them. Right, let's get going, shall we? Thanks for coming in. I don't have near enough subs, I know. Just lost them all. Just literally lost what I had built on this channel. For the stays on my original channel, I went down, the channel fell down. Hello David, David just come in, David well, thanks for coming in again. This channel, the main channel went down. I stopped uploading onto that last September after they demonetized it on me. So if it had stayed on it, I would have had twice the subs easily. I went down with like just under 4k subs, and if it had stayed on for all that time, because what they've always done mess me about. Every time I get a little consistent flow going, bang, they'll do something, I'll get it with a strike or something. And you know what happens then, because of a lot of views, I've had to come and follow me around about 3, 4, 5 channels now. So it ruins me consistency and what have you, doesn't it? It ruins me subs and people don't particularly know that I'm still about and what have you. So it's bad the way they have it. This channel, they have always treated it like utter crap. But we still go on to tell the story, don't we? Right, so David just coming in. Enhanced DNA, as I was just explaining, this is an article which I originally done from September 2015, September the 11th, 9/11/2015. We're going to see why that's a little bit strange in a moment, because we are going to be talking a little bit about 9/11 today, hitting on that. Anyone who does want to come over into the chat, you can do so here. The link for this page is in the description below, just here. That's the link to this article that we're going to be reading off. So they hate the truth, yeah, they do. They absolutely do. We love it, so we'll win. Right, after 9/11 began the biggest DNA heist in history, documenting almost everybody on Earth. Here in the UK, where I live, the police began taking DNA swabs. Was the Ebola outbreak a chance to get into Africa to take DNA from less developed parts of the world? This leads me to think they could be looking for someone, a person, with a third or fourth DNA strand. Maybe they may well have been looking for the one, but my point is they began showing huge interest in DNA after 9/11, and all the laws passed since have only aided them in the great DNA collection drive they have pushed onto us, like data collections. Then we must ask the question, what is the value of our DNA, and is it involved in an underground black market? Could the right DNA be worth billions? What is your DNA worth? Think about it. Okay. So then that was just written today. This next part is from September the 11th, 2015. I just put this little article up. Parliament is poised to vote on whether a new form of IVF treatment which uses DNA from 3 parents will become legally available to couples. And the next little red note is the complex technique would replace mitochondrial DNA to avoid destructive cell mutations. Okay. Mitochondrial DNA can contain mutations that can lead to epilepsy, diabetes, blindness, and other medical problems. So that was just one little scope into DNA. The rest of this can just be pretty much my theory, but I just wanted to put a little thing on at the time showing it, because I wanted this to keep leading on. I wanted to just keep writing all my DNA posts on this same page and for this to lead through. So it was good for me to come back and find this page maybe and just get a chance to start that now. Right, it's just a depiction of the double helix DNA. Right, the idea, sorry, I'll just make this writing a bit bigger just so it's less awkward when you're watching it. The idea of people with superpowers is one that has long captivated audiences. Modern day movies, graphic novels, TV shows, and video games are full of fictional stories involving people who have acquired extraordinary and seemingly impossible abilities. The real world has plenty of fantastic claims, as well as sparing on debate and study. One person who made fantastic claims was Pedro Luis Calderon, a Catholic priest who was brought to trial in Mexico City in 1540. Calderon claimed that he could teleport between continents, make himself invisible, predict the future, make women fall in love with him, find buried treasure, and summons and exorcise demons, among other abilities. So it just leads on now. Is it time to prepare for the DNA era? The future is now. So this is where you're going to start looking into all this. Enchanted Life TV, that's just a link through to the Twitter page covering enhanced DNA, data collection, DNA black market for the elite, cloning, quad helix human evolution. So that's when I did that back in. You can't even remember writing half of these things, and it's funny. Right, so this is where we get going now over these next little couple of minutes with the videos. Just pop in the chat a moment. Johnny Supertramp 4, hola amigo, welcome aboard. Send a link in today if you want. Just pop one of these in. This is going to be a more of a lighter hearted one. Probably won't be on for as long. Probably won't sit here for 4 hours. Just with it being late now, and I have got other stuff to do. So we'll try and speed through this one quite quick in about an hour or something, and see how we go. Right, but this first one here, this first little video is just going to lead us into what I'm talking about, the post 9/11 DNA grab which took place. And then the question is, who are they looking for? What are they looking for? Is our DNA worth billions? Is there a DNA black market? Is our DNA worth anything? What is the value? What is your DNA worth? It could be worth nothing, but I don't think it will be. I think that they're up to something, and they're going to be looking for people, maybe for a bloodline or something. So we're going to be looking at stuff like that, bloodlines, DNA, as we go along in this. So for people who just popped in now, that moment, let's just see if they popped in, popped out. There's 4 watching now. So just before we get going too far, what we'll do, yeah, they are obsessed with bloodlines and DNA. Illusion Chat is wishing Johnny, welcoming Johnny, sorry, into the chat, JST. And I think that is it. I've caught up with everyone now. So just a quick little recap. After 9/11 began the biggest DNA heist in history, documenting almost everybody in it. Here in the UK, where I live, even the police began taking DNA swabs. Was the Ebola outbreak a chance to get into Africa to take DNA from less developed parts of the world where they may not have been in there with the swabs and what have you? So this leads me to think they could be looking for someone, a person with a third or fourth DNA strand. Maybe they may well have been looking for the one. But my point is, they began showing huge interest in DNA after 9/11, and all the laws passed since have only aided them in the great DNA collection drive they pushed onto us, like data collections. Then we must ask the question, what is the value of our DNA? And is it involved in an underground black market? Could the right DNA be worth billions? What is your DNA worth? Think about it. So that's where we just come down to. Now we just read this little part there. So now, just going to tie into these little couple of short DNA videos. I won't go. I'll put this one on first.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to H.R. 6014, the Katie Sepich Enhanced DNA Collection Act of 2012. I strongly support measures to increase our public safety, and the rationale behind the bill is laudable. I care about using DNA evidence in criminal prosecutions to solve crimes and convict wrongdoers, and also I appreciate the fact that DNA can many times clear persons, even persons who have been wrongfully convicted. But there is much doubt, Mr. Speaker, surrounding whether or not DNA collection of arrested persons is good policy, let alone constitutional. By providing more incentives to extract DNA at arrests, this bill promotes restrictions on civil liberties and restrictions that we do not and should not tolerate as a society. And it undermines the very criminal justice system it seeks to strengthen. Unlike collecting the DNA from a convicted felon, collecting DNA samples during arrests violates the Fourth Amendment's protection against unreasonable searches and seizures. I sincerely doubt that the framers intended the amendment to allow the state to hold a person's genetic blueprint without first finding that person guilty of a crime. And although the bill provides for expungement of DNA profiles, it only does so after lengthy procedures undertaken by an innocent person. Moreover, it does not address the physical DNA samples that would remain in storage. We should not permit our government, Mr. Speaker, to hold DNA samples of arrested persons forever, despite the fact that the arrestee was never convicted of a crime. To keep these DNA samples under these circumstances is the essence of violating the arrested person's right to privacy. There can be no more fundamental right to privacy than that which exists in the DNA profile of a person. One should not give up that right to privacy in one's DNA profile simply because one has been arrested. Not only is this inconsistent with our fundamental beliefs, but DNA profiling of arrestees diverts resources away from DNA profiles with far greater impact on aiding investigations. I'm also concerned that this practice would perpetuate the current racial disparities in our criminal justice system. As more minority DNA profiles are included in databases, more minorities are potential suspects, regardless of their actual guilt. We cannot allow this injustice to blossom in a free country where presumed innocent until proven guilty. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back the balance of my time.
I just want to check that, yeah, it was, let's just see what year that video was from. The upload 2012, uploaded 2012 as well. So that was when that was, talking some 11 years after 9/11 there. But the whole point being that that's sort of the world that we went into then. There was a big DNA grab, get everyone's DNA, let's get everyone's DNA. We're going to start tying that into the little cryptic manner shortly when we start looking at the movie Unbreakable. And one of my little theories just around that he's looking for someone, basically he's looking for like the Jesus Christ figure in as a son. That's what I was sort of getting at without just beating around the bush. But let's have another little look at some information regarding how they was processing DNA and how they sped up the technology of DNA processing and sampling after 9/11.
For almost a decade, some victims of the September 11 attacks on the World Trade Center have remained unidentified, leaving their families in a limbo of grief.
There were 2,753 attacks. Over 21,000 pieces of remains have been recovered. Many of those are very, very small. There were no hopes of being able to generate a DNA profile from a piece of bone that small.
Look at this check and tie.
But today, years of research and development within the World Trade Center Identification Unit at the Medical Examiner's Office has yielded new tools and techniques to extract and identify DNA from fragments as small as a tic tac, including those damaged by jet fuel, fire, and mold.
Bone is the toughest because of just the physical nature and having to break the bone apart to gain access to the cells. So we've looked at the first step of pulverizing the bone. We've made that step better. Taking the DNA, the second step, from the cells, we've made that step better. Longer incubation time, using more detergents and things to break down the cellular material. Procedures have been developed in the last 10 years that have allowed us to work with highly degraded DNA.
With these new techniques, the team of 5 full-time scientists are able to identify 400 previously unusable bone samples a month. Most of these match DNA that's already on file. However, there are new identifications.
We've had one this year. We've had 32 since this procedure has changed in 2006.
The Medical Examiner's Office says that by next year, they hope to have only 6,000 fragments left to identify. Whether or not these generate new DNA profiles remains to be seen. This is Brian Stillman with the New York Post.
Right, so I think that will, if we have a look, that'll probably be from around about the same time, 2012. Just going to check the date on that video. 2011, 2012, yeah, so because with them just saying the 10 years and the 10 years after 9/11. So that's what they've done, the technology in DNA processing, all got upgraded and all got improved. So in the post 9/11 world, all these learned how to harvest everyone's DNA a lot better, a lot faster. They started making all little laws up to go and get all our DNA. You've got to wonder why really, what's the little ulterior motives behind everything. Let's just get into the chat a sec just before we move on. They hate the truth, Johnny, that's when Johnny come in. Great research, mate, I didn't know anything about the DNA build. That was up there, that's from literally 2 years ago, that post, but I'm glad to just be finding all my little original posts on all of the websites and just going over them all again. So it's just a hunch more than anything, mate. Just a hunch. They are the best ones, though, aren't they? So let's catch up. They're obsessed with DNA. I think those of us who are awake confess and scare them. They don't know why we're awake when we shouldn't be. Hello, Karen. Welcome aboard. 1:23 a.m. I was about to go to sleep, but can't. No, well, I won't have you here till 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Illusion Shattered says hello to Karen. 8:24 p.m. and I take it Illusion Shattered's over in the States then. I don't know quite what coast, but there you go. Thanks for that. I wonder if that speaker's still alive. Probably not. And this happens in 2012, right? Yeah, 2011, 2012. That's the little regions what we're looking into. we're going to actually step back in time all the way back to not only 2001, 9/11, September the 11th, 2001, but we're going to jump back just a few months before that to November the 22nd, which is 11/22, 2011. The back end of 2011, the movie Unbreakable was released. Okay, so we're going to be looking at that in a moment. Now, because literally one of the thoughts when I'm always thinking about this DNA, I always end up thinking about the movie Unbreakable. And my point is, where I say, like, have these just been looking for a person, like doing like false flag attacks and then waiting for like the unbreakable person to walk out of them? We've seen an airplane crash and people just walk out of it. Could be another little hidden narrative which nobody really hits on a lot, but what could be just another agenda which is at play. I think that there's a lot of body snatching going on at events and stuff like that. So no body snatch people, get all the DNA test on the people who do body snatching and everything. I know it sounds a bit fringe, but nothing can be ruled out. Right, so where was we up to? Let's just see if we got up to speed on all the, on them, that 2012. That year, I tell you, yeah, 25, nearly 5-6 years ago, they have all our DNA from when we get that prick on the heel when we are born. Just been harvesting it, but now they're concentrating on getting better at it, whatever they're doing in these little evil labs. I call them, what do I call them? Operation Paperclip Science Labs. That's what they're all like. Agreed, 2012 was some year. Yep, hey everyone. Vicky Lee's in the house. Hola, Vicky. Good evening. Great research, mate. Didn't know anything about the DNA bill. Neither did I. They even have a bill for DNA. That's mad. They tried to patent DNA. I've not dragged that article back up. But there's DNA patent, so they tried. I covered that a few weeks ago. I've got it. Yeah, we've done something on that over the last few weeks. Maybe look back in the channel here because it's that close. If not, it'll be on the website. But there's actually tried to patent DNA, and there was murder over it. A couple of countries let it through. It was a particular company called who they called? So it was called Miriam, a company, and they were trying like everything to patent DNA, and people were battling them. They had it patented. So, but what it's done is it effectively let the patent holder of a DNA in an isolated DNA cell to own the DNA. So if anybody wanted like to get a test done to see if they had this like this possible gene, because they owned the patent to the gene, to the DNA. So they owned the right to say like no to people or to charge what they wanted for people. So I'll show you that as well. We will go into that in a few moments. But yeah, we're going to see someone mention there. Nah, today they even have a bill for that. Next they will tax us for our own DNA. What I'll show you is we are going to have to lead into that. People will get accused of having racist DNA. I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't already got a tax. Hello, Karen, come in. Yep, Florida. Cool. I like knowing where everyone's from. That was Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, right? Yep. The movie Unbreakable. And Johnny, when you see that, you'll probably like some of the little dates what we pull up out of that one, because you'll see where all of that may have been pointing towards as well. Stem cell, that keeps coming back to me. Yeah, stem cell research. We get every 6 months or something. Deal. Keep picking us off with these little stem cell stuff. Christopher Reeves, the big stem cell psyop. Hi Vicky. Patent, see there's a tax, unreal tax for everything. Hey Vicky, tax for everything. Yes, Johnny, patents for everything as well. We will get the DNA patents. DNA patent. And later on, can genes be patented? Look at this, they actually tried though, more to the point, they've fought to do this, and they've actually had it through, and they have owned DNA at times. This is just one reference, but I'm almost sure I've done a live stream about this. Yeah, Myriad Genetics, molecular pathology, they got took to court. The court decided that nothing new is created when discovering a gene. There is no intellectual property to protect, so patents cannot be granted. Prior to this ruling, more than 4,300 human genes were patented. The Supreme Court's decision invalidated those gene patents, making genes accessible for research. They weren't accessible. People were just getting turned away, getting told, no, come back with 25 million quid and you can have and we'll let you. Do you know what I mean? They demonopolised it like everything else. Probably trying to weaponise it though, because that's what they do with everything else as well anyway. So we'll have weaponised DNA basically. The Supreme Court's ruling did allow that DNA manipulators in a lab is eligible to be patented because DNA sequences altered by humans are not found in nature. The court specifically mentioned the ability to patent a type of DNA known as contemporary DNA, cDNA. This synthetic DNA is produced from the molecule that serves as the instructions for making proteins called messenger RNA. This just gets bonkers, doesn't it? Right, it's worth a fortune to these madmen. So I think them dealing with it in the black markets. They go and find some super DNA in someone, and they're like, go and get that person, go and kidnap that kid. They've got the super DNA. I want to go and harvest their soul and suck the energy out of that one because they've got this super DNA. Because they all tie into everything that we're all going on about, the Satanism, the satanic stuff, you know. So let's just have a little look. Because if it is worth a fortune to these madmen, it's certainly a black market thing, and for some reason I just think it is. It's worth a fortune to these madmen. I wrote the top paragraph today, Sunday, the July the 30th, 2017, on my Facebook page, trying to make people think. The top paragraph I'm talking about is this one here. Right, so it's just says trying to make people think. Sorry, I wrote the top paragraph today on my Facebook page, trying to make people think. But I know what I think about the big hunt for DNA. This original post was made, so this article here was made on September the 11th, 2015. Okay, when looking into this on the back of my theory, the film Unbreakable came to mind. With Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, I compared what we see in regards to false flag attacks to the movie Unbreakable. This is when I started thinking about DNA after seeing this post 9/11. So after 9/11, after seeing this movie after 9/11, then thinking, do these lunatics also stage attacks to see if anyone walks out alive? Not that I was saying this after 9/11, this is just like recent years. I couldn't have had these thoughts at 9/11, I was oblivious. Then thinking, do these lunatics also stage attacks to see if anyone walks out alive, then grab them to harvest the DNA from them for the elites to sell on the underground dark web to the highest bidder to do whatever they want with it? It may be a case of them just looking for the one. Maybe it tells us someone is here who they are scared of and who they want to locate, and they want to locate him or her, maybe like a Jesus character, or perhaps a bloodline. Either way, I bet I'm not far off target, and that's where it leads us into this now, the movie Unbreakable, with Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Right, the movie Unbreakable was released on November the 22nd, 2000, predating 9/11 predating the 9/11 World Trade Center attack by 9 months, or 293 days to be precise. Furthermore, it was 9 months and 20 days, giving us a 9/11 reference with 9 and then the 2 breaking down to a 1 and a 1. So there's a couple of 9/11s in there. Right, Unbreakable is a 2000 American superhero thriller film, written, produced and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, as we can see it, alongside Robin Wright and Spencer Treat Clark. The movie is also the first installment in a trilogy. Okay, Unbreakable security guard named David Dunn survives a horrific train crash. After the incident, with help of a manipulative, disabled comic book shop owner named Elijah Price, he learns that he possesses superhuman powers. As Dunn explores and reluctantly confronts his powers, while trying to navigate a difficult family life. He begins to fight crime and learns the true natures of Elijah Parrish. Okay, so where the movie stands side by side. Unbreakable, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, Sean, Samuel L. and Bruce Willis. Samuel L. Jackson actually come to Liverpool, shot a film in Liverpool. He actually loved it here. One of my mates actually seen him. He was in a fire. One of the hotels that he was in had a little fire alarm went off, and he had to come downstairs. And I'm sure he was drinking that can of something. So I can't remember. I'll find out the story and tell you. It doesn't really matter though. So it was released on November the 22nd, 11/22/33. It received positive reviews, with critics praising its aesthetics, the performances, and particularly the score by Newton Howard. The film was subsequently gained a strong cult following. Many regarded as one of Shyamalan's best films, and in 2011, Time listed the film as one of the top 10 superhero movies of all time. Right? After years of development for a follow-up, a thematic sequel, Split, with Wills reprising his role as David Dunn, which is a 44, let's not forget that, DD, 44, half of the Obama number, half of 88, right? The Twin Serpents, half of the Twin Serpents, right? In a cameo role. David Dunn was in a cameo role, was released in January, so I want to go back and watch this film now, Split. Split. Yeah, it's from 2016. It was released in January 2017 after financial and critical success. Shyamalan immediately began working on a third film title, Glass. Okay, so we want to see that one as well, which is going to be out January the 18th. Let's look back at this anyway, because just the time distance between 9/11 and the date between November 22nd, 2000, when this movie was released, and 9/11, just being the 293. What have we got there? 11, 14. So there's maybe a 77 again breaking down in there. 77's coded into it, 33 and 77. As Johnny will tell you, probably writing it in the chat now, screaming at the screen while he's watching it at home. It was 9 months and 20 days, but the 9 broke the 2. The 20 just broke that down. The 1 become, the 2 become 2 1 streaming. So that just gives us another little 9/11 reference there. Right, it is in fact both the front covers of the movies, advertisements about the movies. It shows you the date on this one. Are you ready for the truth? November 22nd. Okay, that's what this line says here. Are you ready for the truth? Just in around all the directors' names and everything. Are you ready for the truth? November 22nd, 11/22/33. Unbreakable. Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson. Sixth Sense, The Sixth Sense. What number's S? What in the alphabet? Is it RSCUVWXYZ, RSCUVWXYZ, APAC, 18, number 18, 666. 666. Sorry, I just had to count back fast and thinking, right, in Philadelphia, look at this, as above, so below, 1961, Elijah Price. Let's have a little look at this. Whoa, look at that. They just had to get it in there, didn't they? They're all in here. Like Uzu, evil numbers. 11 letters, 2 words. 11 and 9 is 18, and 24 is 20. Bloody hell. There's your 3 there. 6s and 9s all inverted, 66s, 3s, unbelievable. Right, Elijah Price is born with type 1. I want to look at this disease as well, because you start looking at this and periodic tables and everything, you find when you just look deeper and just like skimming, this is pretty much just skimming the surface of all this info. I wouldn't particularly say this is research, this is just, I don't know, representing, isn't it? A rare disease that renders sufferers' bones extremely fragile, brittle bone disease basically, and prone to fracture. As revealed in later flashbacks, Elijah, who grows up to become a comic book art dealer, develops a theory based on the comics he has read during his many hospital stays that if he represents extreme human frailty, there must be someone unbreakable at the opposite extreme. So we're talking opposites already, as above, so below. Black and white dualities. It's also got sort of like the movie Mastermind, that little theme where I always talk about the way Megamind, the cartoony one, quite funny, where he sort of creates his own. He's the baddie, and he hasn't got a superhero to fight no more, so he makes his own superhero to fight against. They need each other. He's looking for the one he needs just to justify, or just to sort of map it out for himself, who in fact he was. We'll see that playing out now. We'll see how it is sort of alpha and omega, like alchemy. The film is like two opposites attracting. Right, Elijah grows up to be, he's read during as many stays in hospital. I've just read all of that, haven't I? Years later, another Philadelphia man, security guard David Dunn, DD 44, is also searching for his meaning in life. This is the Bruce Willis character. He had given up a promising football career during his collegiate days to marry Audrey after they were involved in an auto accident. Now, however, their marriage is dissolving due to the distress of their young son, Joseph. As he returns home from a job interview in New York City, David's train crashes, killing 131 passengers. Where have we seen that number? Was that like the Bataclan? Sure, that was the figure they come out at the Bataclan. Whilst he is the only survivor, sustaining no injuries at the memorial for the victim's crash, he finds a card on his car's windshield inviting him to Elijah's store. Elijah proposes to David that he is the kind of person after whom comic book heroes are modelled, and repeatedly pursues the issue with David and Audrey, trying to learn if David had ever been injured or ill during childhood. You see, now he's gone looking for the bloodline here. He's gone to some sick lengths to go looking for the bloodline, like representing the elite, doing all their little false flag attacks, waiting for someone just to walk out of one of them unarmed, uninjured, or they're just looking for higher DNA just to go and tamper with it all or harvest it, like I'm saying. Right, let's just, before we go in, David's exhibition at Elijah's comic book art gallery. David attends an exhibition. This is after the movie, basically. He attends an exhibition at Elijah's comic book art gallery and meets Elijah's mother, who explains the difference between villains who fight heroes with physical strength versus those who use their intelligence. Elijah brings David to the back room of his studio, extends his hands and asks David to shake it. Upon doing so, David sees visions of Elijah orchestrating several terrorist disasters, including David's recent train accident, causing hundreds of deaths. David is horrified, but Elijah insists the deaths were justified as means to find him, calling himself Mr. Glass, a nickname his peers had used to taunt him while he was growing up. He explains that his own purpose in life is to be the villain to David's hero. So here he is, you see him, and we'll come into chat and just see what's happening in the chat just before we move on into the next bit. They do local psyops to see who looks and who pays attention, who's awake. I believe that as well. One of the factors is, like, say, like the Belgium or the Paris attacks, all these little fake ass attacks that we see going on around the world. Within minutes, you'll see everyone on Facebook with Pray for Paris flags, Facebook pictures. They wind me up because all that is to me is a head count. The government will release these little, cause the terrorist attacks, have the lights ready on show on every landmark building around the world to all be lit up red, white and blue within 15 minutes of every attack that happens. So then at the same time, like 60 million people just go and put these Paris flags or pray for Belgium flags up, and then instantly the CIA supercomputer saying, or just the head count people at Facebook who were filtering all the info back, just all do a head count, and then by seeing how many people have actually just put pray for Paris profile pictures on, they know from their stats that they've got, there's 60 million people still fast asleep over there. They've got no chance of waking up. Now, that country, 14 million people have just put they're all still asleep. So within 2 hours, 3 hours of all of these attacks, give it a couple of days, they automatically know what they're up against. They automatically know where everyone's asleep, where everyone's awake, where people are talking the sense, where people are getting close to the truth, and then go and shut all them down, turn all their channels off, shut all their Facebook pages down, censor their Twitters. So that's just how it works, and yeah, you're spot on. They do local psyops to see who looks and pays attention and who's awake, and that is a form of them doing head counts. And again, just like I've just explained, is another example. Johnny just blows my mind. He's always spot on, says Karen. That was Illusion Shattered who said that about the psyops. Karen McCartney, you're very welcome. I just wish I could get a wee handle on them, but I can't. I tried relating to the Bible, but it's just confused them more. Yeah, they do within seconds. Yep. So let's just go back up here, because I'm sure there's going to be an awful lot of me to catch up on. Tax everything just there. Oh my God, they have two. They carbon tax to breathe. Oh my God, they have two. Exactly, says Illusion Shattered. That was Karen. Hey, Illusion Shattered. That must just be when Vicky come in. We are having absolutely every single. The only weather that we haven't had today. Sorry to go off cue a moment, but I've just heard the rain start coming down. It's weird because we'll wake up. It'll be like a little bit cloudy in the morning, but too hot to go out. It's like sunny Spain. It's like rainy Spain a little bit though here in the UK now. So the temperatures are right up. We'll still get our grey skies, but it'll be roasting. Then for a little couple of hours a day, it'll actually go sunny, blistering hot. And then around about 10, 11 o'clock every night, between 10 o'clock and midnight, it'll go gale force winds. That's what it feels like. I don't know, it's because I'm a little bit high up, but it'll turn into gale force winds, and then they'll completely calm down. But now it's just started raining torrentially, big massive rain. I can hear how big the rain is, so I just wanted to say that. But anyway, let's just see where we're going. Now that explains all the children going missing. I have said a couple of times, I think there's something going on with body snatching. We want to see about the kids going missing. Missing kids UK. Right, there's the missing kids UK list. But also, if you type in .com on this one, it shows you the American one. Right, so Johnny, this is something that you might want to look at, and Illusion Shattered. I think you said that you was over in the States before earlier on in the chat, didn't you? So, missingkids.com for people stateside, or missingkids.co.uk. Now look at all of these people, and every time I drag this website up, it's always been about the Alice Tate reports, which you've done, but there's a common theme to all the kids on these websites. Let's look at it. It's the moment, won't spend too long here. But what you see, Ebony at the end, they're always, now she seems to be like the most English girl I've ever seen on it, or boy or person. Look where they're all from as well. Look at the dates. So it is up to speed, 27th of July, 2017. Ebony Etienne, 12, from London. Ty McNally, age 13, same date, July the 27th, missing from London. Tyree Mark, age 16, 26th of July, missing from London. London just harvest kids, look, unbelievable amounts of them. You don't have to look on this website, the statistics are unbelievable. But again, the common theme with them is they all suggest to me they're all kids from like foreign backgrounds, necessarily may not have been in this country for too long. Parents can't speak English. When the parents are even phoning up to say like, my kid's gone missing, because they can't speak English, they're just acting soft, putting the phones on them, nothing's getting documented. These kids are vulnerable. Anyone wants to come and seek asylum in the UK, don't, because this is where all your kids go, on this website here. I am not messing. I've researched this and studied this and covered this now enough times to see, and it's always the same common theme. Saeed Kassan Ali, age 14, missing since the 24th of July. Now, the fact that they're still on here means they're still missing. Okay, it's like the website's updated. Remember when I actually phoned this website during my LSD campaign last year, called the number on here, okay, contacted them, phoned them live on air, said to her, I want some information about missing kids. I wanted to speak to a journalist. I wanted some figures around how many kids have gone missing on Alice Day, April 25th, every year. She went, I can't help you. I said, I thought you had a helpline. You know, I've just phoned the missing kids helpline. You're saying you can't help. Why? Unbelievable. So I doubted who's actually behind this website anyway, but it is giving us figures. Mohammed Abudaram, age 17, from London on the 23rd of July, London. Jaden Kidley, age 14, missing the 22nd of July, 2017, Wales. Where did they all go? Where do they all go? Seriously, there cannot be. And this is consistent every single week, every month, every year that you look on this website. You can look on this every day and there'll be another 25 kids all added to it, or so, even more. Look at this. This is still only going back over the past week. Alexander Iguilo, 16, London, on the 21st. Jessica O'Connor, also on the 21st, from the Northwest. And that's where I'm from, if anyone's wondering who's just not particularly from the UK. I'm in the northwest of England. Could well very well be from Liverpool, Manchester, like Oldham, Bolton, Wigan. Could be from any of these places. Wigan is a big place where people all end up. Honest to God, I'm not too far wrong with my body snatching theory. I know I'm not. And even going down to as far as to say is with people even body snatched at Hillsborough and whatever like that. I have gone out and I've actually published videos and done articles about the body snatching. Lewis McIndoe, age 15, again from London. What's going on, London? Where's all your kids going? So again, now we are still look, these all getting DNA harvested. What are they getting harvested for? Because this is a harvesting, this is a culling. This is a culling of children. Look how many pages there is. Mohammed Say, 15, 19th of July, just 10 days ago, 11 days ago, Southeast. This one, Bethany Gibson, 13, 17th of July, London again. Megan Battersea, age 17, reported missing, 17th of July, 2017. She's from Wales. Mohammed Azeri, 16, reported missing again on the 17th of July, again in London. Where's all the kids, London? Nastetcho Ali, age 17, from London again, reported on the 16th of July 2017. Luke Glassberry, age 14. Where are all these kids? Age 13, Joshua Ruchwere. The last one was again London, so this one, the 14th and 16th of July. Jessica Fumiwaya, age 17, London, on the 14th, reported missing. Dwayne Perry, 15, 13th of July 2017, reported missing again from London. This is disgusting, London. Mikita Pachenko, 15, 13th of July, London. She's gone. She's missing. Page after page after page after page after page of kids just missing every single day. Ola Hamid, age 13, gone on the 13th of July 2017 from Southeast. Again, look at the foreign link. The vulnerable kids, ones who've got no voice, ones whose families are just being ignored when they're reporting them missing. Abdul Maran Mustafa, age 15, harvested from London. Another kid harvested, Andrew Mutosi, age 16, missing since the 10th of July 2017. Ella Simmons, age just 16, 8th of July 2017, harvested from London. Finn Leyland, Strathfield, 17, Southwest, 8th of July 2017. Svenda Gordon. You've got to literally read them all out just to, you know, you get angry and you want to know why. The more pages you read through and you see pages and pages and pages of kids go to page 10, and you're asking yourself even more, why? How? Down to like January on this one, but again, like I said before, that's the UK one. To go over to stateside, you just change the end from UK to .com. So if anyone in stateside wanted to go and ring there now and ask them for some sort of help or advice or something, you know, if you want to do a report on it, because you won't see if you get a different response to what I got. We can't help you. It's like, why are you a helpline? Is that what you tell all the kids when they're ringing up? Is that what you tell the parents? Amber Alerts. The Amber Alert program is a voluntary partnership between law enforcement agencies, broadcasters, transportation agencies, and the wireless industry to activate an urgent bulletin in the most serious child abduction cases. The goal of an Amber Alert is to instantly galvanise the entire community to assist in the search for and the safe recovery of a child. Amber Alerts are broadcast through radio, television, road signs, and all available technology referred to as the Amber Alert Secondary Distribution Program. These broadcasts let law enforcement use the eyes and ears of the public to help quickly locate an abducted child. The US Department of Justice coordinates the Amber Alert program on a national basis. Right, now search the mission up here. Again, this is going to be pages and pages and pages of kids. Look. No, I've never really looked into the missing kids layout. I've read that Amber Alert page out before. Yeah, I don't just let you click here. Where's he from? Michigan Hickory. From NC. I'm trying to think what NC would be. Hickory Police Department, North Carolina. There you go. I know 10 people have just been shouting, North Carolina. Right. Look, it's unbelievable. There's kids, there's babies on there. Look, baby. More or less a baby. She's about 6 or something. All these babies. Look, there's another baby. And then all these are just mere kids anyway as well. Look, instance. Age. Date of birth 1999, 17. Last seen on July the 1st, 2017. May have been in the company of an adult male. They still may be in the local area, or they may travel to Cottage Grove or Klamath County in Oregon, California, or Nevada. Absolutely disgusting. Bastards, beyond bastards. They would make it a top film. Is there anything left they haven't got their mingering fingers in? None. And well said to you people, beyond bastards. Unbelievable bastards, as Cartman would say. Right, let's have a look. Nope, Johnny Supertramp says 20 equals 1-1. So 920 is 911. So thank you, Johnny, just confirming what we were saying up here in regards to just the date. See 920 somewhere, didn't we? Here, 9 months and 20 days from the release of Unbreakable on November the 22nd, 2011-22, which predated the 9/11 attacks by 9 months and 20 days, which is the 9/11-293. But again, I think that's weird because in this they were showing you false flag attacks for some sort of sick justification, and then 9 months later 9 months and 9/11 reference. We see the actual event, 9/11, the day that shaped everything, because still to this day, we're still all the countries are still all at war over 9/11. It's still post 9/11 now. It's what all the fighting's still over. Do you know what I mean? We all know it's the biggest psyop ever, but at the end of the day, that is what all every American troop is away from their families or stations all over the world because of 9/11. Every British troop who's stationed away from their families spread out all over the world because of 9/11. Give me a break. It's unbelievable. Right. Where was we up to? We'd already covered this part. We got down to here. So we just told the story of just that in brief. Ends up like after he just confessed all just by shaking his hands, and because he's got little powers he's seen, he had the visions of all the terrorist attacks and everything. What he does, he walks away, he gets arrested by police, put in a mental home, and that's the end of the film. The movie has many occult hidden themes, pointing viewers subliminally towards enhanced DNA. It is a film of two opposites attracting the two pillars, Jaws and Bone, is it? The two pillars. This is played out with Bruce Willis being the superhero, while Samuel is the villain. But here the villain went in search of the hero and finds him, drawing him out into a deceptive battle of dark versus light. This is a film about blood and DNA bloodlines, not too distant from the teachings of the ancient Babylonian worship of the gods, of which many secret societies still practice such teachings today, explaining why we see so much of it repackaged and hidden in plain sight in movies, during television shows, advertisements, or the music and sporting industries. What brings us down to this little video there, what we will watch in a moment. Just going to catch up with these. But yeah, there's the 9/11, it's Johnny said, and you can't handle the truth. You can, I want the truth. Sixth Sense, I see dead people. Cool, nice, Johnny. 19. Where do we get the 19 in there? There's a little sneaky as above, so below in there. And is that not a 7? 7 in the back. But we've got our pieces on the fed now. Right, let's see. Right, I'm back now. Am I back? I think I am anyway, because I've just seen it, just there. I can hear something. Now we can hear. Cool, thank you. Took me a while to get down there. You've probably been telling me for ages. But how long have you been telling me for? No way. Sorry, everyone. Let me check if we're all right. What's going on? Hello? That's just the sound, is it? Right, what was you saying then? I was reading over your comments. I was reading over all these comments and chipping in, speaking back. We were talking about Johnny's comments, looking through them. The numbers, I'm not sure what point it's cut off. So no, I thought I was going to say then, no sound then. I was going to say the sound been gone for about half an hour. Right, gives a look. I started waking up in 2004. Within 6 years, my dead hubby and son doing life. Then the social worker started to take my granddaughter. They had her for 9 months. No way. That's bad, that can. I'm sorry to hear that, you know. Social workers, we're going to look into them. We'll look into them this week and the role they play. We will. We'll look into them this week. Sorry for my language, but just horrible bastards, aren't they? Because they own kids straight away. And as I said, there's a few schools which I think are just completely ran by them, by social services, and they just think that they own everyone's children. Unbelievable. So Karen, yeah, I'm sure there's a few people here just saying that they're sorry to hear stuff like that. And again, it is a common theme to a lot of the people in the tree community. When you speak to people, you get a lot of stories like this. There's people in here now in the same chat. You know, you can have conversations with people because you can relate to people because, you know, it's maybe it's what makes us all stronger. Anyway. Then in 2014, they showed they can hurt my youngest. That shut me right up. You know, you shouldn't be living under threat like this. It's called living under distress. They watch everything we do. Yep. I leave my webcam on and wave at them. Whoever's there, put a finger up to them. In Florida, yeah, they watch everything. Sorry, forgot your name in the sentence again, Karen. In 2004, sorry, I wasn't even aware what I was saying, what was happening. I have some anger, but it doesn't help. No way. And that was, now you're talking 13 years ago. But when we were talking today about when we were watching all the stars on the thing and they were watered and they were resonating, and then I was asking the question, what happens to us when we're all